Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Knights of the Alternate Table. In today's video, we're doing Anarcho Primitivism. And Anarcho Primitivism is very wacky ideology, and it seems that has the most following. There's two versions of Anarcho Primitivism. We're just going to go with the very basic version, not before the Industrial Revolution, just before any inventions, which is the standard typical version of Anarcho Primitivism. So enjoy the video. So, what exactly is the base definition of Anarcho-Primitivism? Well, take every human invention and all of the modern wonders we have, and throw it out the window. We now live in caveman times. Ooga booga, yeah, that stuff. And you are a caveman. You live to be super young because you die, and your lineage will probably die out as well. So, yeah. A lot of times anarcho-primitivism emerges out of revolutionary transhumanism, which we will get to in the future, but basically revolutionary transhumanism is when you're tired of advancing technology and wanting humans basically to become robots, so you rebel to the very basics of nature before we had anything industrial at all. And you decide, we are cavemen now, ooh ooh. So, who exactly is the king or leader of this anarcho-primitivism ideology? Well, it's usually the village elder or whoever's the oldest. This is because since the average male life expectancy is 35 and the average woman is 25 due to just different health complications that I won't get into, there would be a lot of death early on, so the ruler would be primarily male. Also, a leader could rise up by killing the current village elder, because that's just part of life, and if it was from a rival tribe, they would absorb that tribe into them, because what are they gonna do? Get a new village elder? No, they're gonna follow whatever village elder tells them to follow. Which is basically kind of a crazy and wacky ideology, which is pretty weird. So, yeah, let's move on. So, if a leader can just take over a different tribe by killing its villager elder, how'd war work? Well, basically, all the men in the village, able-bodied men, so all of the men in the village, because the weak die off, would start their invasion, and they would just start clubbing each other, hitting each other with sticks and stones. Because swords? What's that? That's a modern invention. Psh, who likes swords? Throw that garbage out, I have a stick. So, the other war that would happen is the war on animals, where they would just go around and start attacking any animal that moves, because you need food. Farming? You need food. And farming, that's very modern. I mean, why not just hunt or pick berries? We just need to hunt and gather food. I mean, Grog's not gonna feed himself by planting stuff in the ground. So, well, how would the population sustain itself? Well, it wouldn't, because the number of healthy people start decreasing, the number of dead people start increasing, and the healthy people can't make any more people, so that just makes more dead people, and since there's no more healthy people, all of the dead people just take over. So you just have a village full of dead people for you to now take over. And hey, if your tribe dies, you're the leader! Well, what if someone creates an invention that you don't understand? Say, rock makes, what's this? Something that'll revolutionize society? Kill him, because you don't understand it, and Grog is confused by Rock's invention. So Grog just hits him on the head with a stone, because that's simple, and not modern at all. Who needs farming, am I right, fellow cavemen? But anarcho-primitivism and anarcho-monarchism actually get along really well, because anarcho-monarchs can very easily take over. If you want to see my video explaining anarcho-monarchy, check this link out here. But the anarcho-monarchs would be like, yo, we're gonna industrialize, and as we learned from that video, anarcho-monarchy leads to feudalism. But this is very unlikely, as anarcho-primitivism hates anyone who tries to do that, including the village elder or their anarcho-monarch as it would be happened. And so, this is very unlikely, unlike the transition from anarcho-monarchy to feudalism. So once you're stuck at anarcho-primitivism, unless you get a bunch of people who are willing to work together, you're stuck at anarcho-primitivism. So there's no change. Isn't that great? So, has this ever been done in real life? Well, yes, in the prehistoric era, before anyone wanted to do anything, and we were basically all just monkeys. So, guess what? This one has actually worked, but sadly it slowly has died out. So, now let's take a moment of silence for anarcho-primitivism. That's it. Anyways, let's talk about some alternate ideologies. Anarcho-communism. Well, anarcho-primitive communism, not anarchy. Anyways, anarcho-primitive communism is when everyone shares their resources. Instead of what Grok and Mark hunted, they get to share it with Ark and Bark. Isn't that great? By the way, everyone is named Ark at the end of their name. Transhumanist uprising. Much like anarcho-primitivism uprising, if this happens where anarcho-primitivism takes over a transhumanist society, there will still be the transhumanists who want to keep their transhumanist ideologies. So, what do? They rebel with their cool robot arms. But the anarcho-primitivisms have largely killed this off with destroying technology, so it doesn't work, and usually they cut their arms off and bleed out. Great! Moonlord worship. Anarcho-moonlord worship primitivism is when you worship the moon, so you stay up at night and you do what the moon tells you. Well, who does the moon tell? Anyone who wants to take power very easily. So just become a prophet of the moon and you can control a whole anarcho-primitivism society. This is what I would be doing in this society. Whoa. You're telling me that people like anarcho-primitivism? Well, what about sun god worship? This is when you do what the sun says, and usually the more productive and alive society, because they don't get eaten at night by the animals when they're exploring in the dark. So, how do you become an anarcho-sun god? Well, the same thing as anarcho-moonlord. You just say you worship the 5 out of 10, because, sure, it's terrible and will probably kill off the human population, but at least it's not centrism, am I right, my fellow extremists? Anyways, so, with now having the centrist gone, we have more power, and, well, it's a pretty good life, hunting, sleeping in the cold, picking berries, dying. Hello, Simon K. from Knights of the Alternate Table here. I mean, not Simon K. Gronk here. Here to tell you to go into the thing below on the Google forum and make alternate history 200 subspecial question fill out. Yes, good. And to like and subscribe to get 200 subs. Yes, good. Yes. What weird science on the left is most recent uploaded video. Don't like, not anarcho-primitives enough. And on the right, well, that's a video YouTube thinks you transhumanists like.